The Last of Sheila is the kind of twist-filled mystery Hollywood wishes it could recreate today. Released in 1973 and co-written by Stephen Sondheim and Anthony Perkins, this psychological thriller invites viewers aboard a luxurious yacht cruise turned deadly game. A washed-up film producer gathers a group of friends, each harboring dark secrets, for a harmless scavenger hunt that spirals into paranoia, manipulation, and murder. Every clue feels like a confession. The film dazzles with razor-sharp dialogue, layered characters, and a mind-bending structure that rewards close attention. But despite its brilliance, it was quietly swept aside in a decade overflowing with flashier hits. Perhaps its brutal satire of Hollywood egos hit too close to home. Today, it's a forgotten masterpiece waiting to be rediscovered. Part Agatha Christie, part showbiz roast, and all brilliance. The Last of Sheila isn't just a hidden gem, it's a buried treasure Hollywood didn't want you to find. The Long Goodbye, 1973, takes Raymond Chandler's iconic detective Philip Marlowe and drops him into a sun-drenched, cynical 1970s Los Angeles. Directed by Robert Altman and starring Elliot Gould, this neo-noir flips the genre on its head. Gould's Marlowe isn't the tough, trench-coated sleuth we expect. He's a mumbling, chain-smoking idealist lost in a morally bankrupt world. When a friend's supposed suicide leads to a twisted web of deceit, betrayal, and crime, Marlowe sticks to his outdated code like a ghost haunting a city that's moved on. Altman's loose, dreamy style, jazzy score, and sharp social commentary made the film feel too strange for its time. Critics dismissed it. Audiences ignored it. But today, The Long Goodbye stands as a stylish, gutsy reinvention of noir, witty, haunting, and way ahead of its time. It's not just a detective story, it's a quiet eulogy for Hollywood's golden age, and Hollywood buried it. Scarecrow, 1973, is a quiet storm of raw emotion, anchored by powerhouse performances from Al Pacino and Gene Hackman. On the surface, it's a simple road movie, two drifters trying to start a car wash business. But beneath that lies a poignant meditation on loneliness, broken dreams, and the fragile hope of human connection. Hackman plays a gruff ex-con, Pacino a naive ex-sailor. Together, they form an unlikely brotherhood as they wander through forgotten corners of America. Director Jerry Schatzberg captures their journey with poetic restraint, letting silences speak louder than dialogue. Critics praised it, but audiences didn't bite, and the film quietly vanished under flashier studio fare. In a decade brimming with anti-heroes and disillusionment, Scarecrow dared to be tender. It's not just a film, it's a bruised heart wrapped in denim and dust. A soulful, buried masterpiece that Hollywood left behind, but one you'll never forget. A Woman Under the Influence, 1974, is a gut-wrenching portrait of a woman unraveling in plain sight, so raw, so real, it almost hurts to watch. Directed by John Cassavetes and starring Gina Rowlands in a performance that redefined acting, the film dives deep into the chaos of mental illness, domestic strain, and the crushing weight of gender roles. Rowlands plays Mabel, a housewife whose emotional instability collides with her husband's desperate attempts to keep order. But this isn't melodrama, it's intimate, messy, and heartbreakingly human. Shot with a handheld realism that feels more like eavesdropping than cinema, the film strips away the Hollywood polish to expose something far more powerful. Though critically acclaimed, it was too intense, too honest, too real for mainstream audiences, and Hollywood quietly pushed it aside. A Woman Under the Influence isn't just a hidden gem, it's a searing masterpiece that still echoes like a scream trapped in suburbia. Thieves Like Us, 1974, is a haunting, melancholic take on the outlaw romance, far from the glamorized crime sprees Hollywood loves to sell. Directed by Robert Altman, this Depression-era drama follows two doomed lovers, a soft-spoken bank robber and a lonely, naive girl who finds solace in his arms. Their story unfolds in quiet desperation, set against a backdrop of poverty, radio static, and crumbling southern towns. Unlike its flashier cousin Bonnie and Clyde, this film refuses to romanticize violence. Altman strips the genre bare, giving us characters who are heartbreakingly human, flawed, frightened, and longing for something better. Keith Carradine and Shelley Duvall deliver painfully real performances that ache with vulnerability. But in the shadow of more marketable crime dramas, Thieves Like Us was buried and overlooked. This film doesn't shout. It whispers truths about love, loneliness, and the American dream, and those who dared to steal a piece of it. McCabe Mrs Miller, 1971, isn't your typical Western. It's a haunting ballad of ambition, love, and inevitable ruin, wrapped in fog and melancholy snow. Directed by Robert Altman and starring Warren Beatty and Julie Christie, the film tells the story of a gambler and a brothel madam trying to carve out a future in a bleak frontier town. But this isn't the Wild West of heroes and showdowns. This is a world of muddy streets, whispered deals, and silent suffering. With its murky visuals, overlapping dialogue, and Leonard Cohen's mournful soundtrack, Altman redefined the genre into something poetic and tragic. Beatty's McCabe is all bravado hiding insecurity, while Christie's Mrs. Miller sees the world far too clearly. Critics hailed its brilliance, but mainstream audiences didn't know what to make of it. Hollywood let it drift into obscurity. Yet McCabe and Mrs. Miller remains a snow-covered elegy, achingly beautiful and painfully buried. Let's Do It Again, 1975, is pure 70s charm, part buddy comedy, part social satire, and all groove. Starring the iconic duo Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, this sequel to Uptown Saturday Night flips the con game genre into a hilarious, feel-good riot. The plot? Two working-class friends from a fraternal lodge rig a boxing match using hypnosis to raise money for their struggling chapter. But underneath the laughs and funk soundtrack lies something deeper, a celebration of black empowerment, community unity, and clever resistance against corrupt systems. Directed by Poitier himself, the film has heart, hustle, and chemistry that's electric. Yet despite its box office success and cultural significance, Let's Do It Again never got the mainstream respect it deserved. Hollywood didn't know how to handle a sharp, stylish comedy led entirely by a black cast. It's funky, fearless, and forgotten, a buried gem that still packs a knockout punch. The Conversation, 1974, is a masterclass in paranoia and isolation, quietly unraveling the psyche of a surveillance expert haunted by the very secrets he uncovers. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola and starring Gene Hackman in one of his most subtle, compelling performances, the film delves into themes of privacy, guilt, and the blurry lines between observation and intrusion. As Hackman's Harry Caul becomes obsessed with a recorded conversation that hints at danger, the tension mounts without a single gunshot fired. Its minimalist style and haunting sound design create an atmosphere thick with dread, reflecting the growing mistrust of 1970s America. Despite critical acclaim and winning the Palme d'Or at Cannes, The Conversation didn't grab massive audiences at the time, overshadowed by more sensational thrillers. Today, it stands as a quietly revolutionary thriller, an eerie buried gem.